Hello, children. I hope you're all fine. I am B.N. Tiwari, your English teacher. Today, I'm going to tell you the story of a great inventor. Can you all recognize this? Yes, it's an electric bulb. But who invented it? Can you name? Yeah, you're right. It's none other than Thomas Alva Edison. You can see his picture here. He invented many great things for humanity just because of his mother. He was the greatest inventor in the history of mankind as he invented 1300 devices, and the most important one that changed our life is the electric lamp, or for that matter you can say the electric bulb. But can you imagine, the greatest inventor was fired, or you can say he was removed from the school because he was slow in understanding, but her decided to teach at home. So when he was removed from school, her mother taught him. She taught him science in such an interesting and attractive way that a 9-year-old boy started loving science. The small child asked her mother to set up a laboratory for him at home only. So he loved science so much that he asked her mother to set up a laboratory for exclusively for him at home. Her mother agreed. She spent all she got for her son's laboratory requirement. Thomas Edison started experimenting while his mother watched him doing the experiment. To help out his mother's illness, he thought of inventing electric lamp. You can see in the picture her mother is not well and she needed some kind of a surgery. But you see, at that particular period of time there was no electric bulb. So that operation was not to be done at night just because there was no light facility. And that was one of the reason why he invented that electric bulb. But in the process of doing so, can you imagine, his 99 trials failed. And in trial number 100, he succeeded in inventing the electric lamp. It is said that his lab caught fire and everything got burnt. You must be thinking that when his laboratory got burnt, he must be very sad, but never. He was very positive. But Edison said to the brother regarding the fire, all our mistakes have been burned, and now we can start again fresh. So, children, Thomas Edison said that whatever he did was just 1% smartness and 99% effort and persistence. That is, just keep on doing, never giving up. You see, 99 trials failed, but in 100th, he passed. He succeeded in inventing that electric bulb. So you should never ever give up. Keep on trying. So, what do we learn from the life of Thomas Edison? The value of hard work, of course, the value of mistakes. Whatever mistakes you do, you should not do it again and rectify the mistakes. And don't get discouraged when things seem impossible. Sometimes you do a particular thing, you may think that it may not be done, but you should never be discouraged. Just keep on trying. Remember that it's darkest just before dawn. Before the morning, it's very dark. In the picture here, you can see this is the electric bulb that was invented by Thomas Edison. It is kept in one of the museums in US. So today, we are going to study about a little girl called Helen Keller. who faced a lot of difficulties in her childhood, and we will also study how she overcome all her physical problems. She has to face a lot of problem as such, and she became a successful woman. And she not only helped herself but others as well. Helen Keller. It was the summer of 1880. A healthy baby girl was born in a small town in Alabama. Alabama is a small town in US, that is United States of America, you can say. So when she was born, she was very healthy. Her parents loved her dearly and named her Helen Keller. But one day the baby became ill, and day after day its fever stayed high. That means she was not able to recover. In fact, the things was getting worse and worse. Everyone in the family tried to help her to get better, but all they could say was, there is nothing more we can do. The baby may not live. So everyone tried, but she was not recovering. So everyone was giving up, you can say. So it was very difficult. Helen lived, but Helen survived. Everyone thought that she will not be able to live also. But she lived, she survived. But she was not the same after her illness. When she got well, she was not the same. Something is very wrong. Her mother said. At last they found out what was wrong. The child could not see or hear. You can see in the picture, you can see Helen there, and you can see the father clapping. Actually, when you clap, the child listens and moves her head. And you can see her mother is holding a lamp as well. But the little girl was just gazing at things. She was not even blinking as well. So they could know, understand that their child was not able to see or hear. So you can see that was a big problem for a small child, not able to hear, not able to see. How will she express her feelings? That's a big problem. The baby grew into a little girl. Her parents felt sorry for her. Of course, they were very sorry, but they were not able to understand what her child want, because she was not able to say, she was not able to hear, so she was not able to speak as well. Helen often cried. You can see in the picture, she just kept on trying and help on and held on to her mother. Give the poor child what she wants, her father would say. But her father, both the parents, of course, loved her, but they were not able to understand what to do. Though Helen could not hear or see, she was a bright little girl. Both the parents agreed on this matter, especially her mother, that she was not able to hear, she was not able to see. But at the same time, it doesn't mean that Helen was not a bright girl. She was. She was a bright little girl. Intelligent girl, you can say. Some people thought Helen could not learn anything. Her mother did not agree. Never. She was not in a mood to give up. Helen is very smart, and she said and added, the problem is, how can we reach her? That is, how can we understand her or make her understand? And we also can understand what she wants to say. She is locked up inside herself. That is, they are not able to communicate. She is not able to express her feelings because she cannot speak. She is not able to hear, so she cannot able to speak. The words are not there. And of course, she is not able to see as well. So that was a big problem for her. Helen began to grow wild. She would not let anyone comb her hair as well. So hairs are, of course, were going here and there. Her clothes were always dirty. She was often angry. You can see an angry child here in the picture. Like that only Helen must be doing. Sometimes she even lay on the floor and kicked her feet. Her parents thought that they should find a teacher for her, that they should find a teacher that might understand and might teach her. Miss Sullivan, a young teacher, agreed to help Helen to learn to see the world. Now, that was the lady, you can say, that was the teacher who changed Helen, you can say. Miss Sullivan gave Helen a doll, Doll, and on her hand she was writing like that, Doll. On her hand she was writing. You can see in the picture how she is holding her hand and saying something, writing on her palm, Doll, doll. She was making her understand what that particular thing is. She spelled the word with her fingers into Helen's hand. She was holding Helen's hand and she was spelling the letters one by one. She made the letters with the special hand signs, and she was even making special hand signs for her to make her understand what that one particular sign stands for. Okay, Helen copied her teacher. Whatever she was doing, she was just copying her and spelled doll too. But she was not able to understand what she was doing. Helen could not understand as such. You can see in the picture how Miss Sullivan actually helping out Helen here. Helen liked Miss Sullivan. She was strict, but at the same time, she was very kind. She spelled a lot of words for Helen on her hand. You can see holding her hand, making special signs, writing on the palm. So this was the way Sullivan was helping out Helen. So she spelled a lot of words for Helen on her hand, day and night, to make Helen understand. One day, her teacher made Helen put her hand into running water. Then she spelled water. You can see here how Helen is holding out her hand into running water, and then she spelled that water, water, for Helen. Suddenly Helen understood that water meant something wet running over her hand. So that was the first time she was able to understand what water actually meant. She understood that words were the most important things in the world. So, what was the most important thing? That words. If she is able to understand that, that's the most important thing. Words would tell her everything she wanted to know. Okay. So, what are the messages of Helen Keller's story? The messages of Helen Keller's story is that even if you are born with physical problems, you might, such as blind, you may be blind, or someone may be deaf, or maybe handicapped. It doesn't matter much. Always think positive, and you can be what you wish to be. Be positive and just keep on trying, and you will be what you wish to be. Helen Keller is one of the most memorable women in the world history. Despite being blind as well as deaf, she was blind as well as deaf, we already discussed this. She learned to communicate. She was able to communicate slowly and slowly. She was able to speak as well. Although she she used to speak a bit softly, but at the same time she was able to speak. Think of a girl who is not able to hear anything. She was not able to understand anything, and now she was speaking out words. She learned to communicate and lived a life devoted to helping others. She not only helped herself, she also helped others as well. Her faith, determination, and spirit helped her to accomplish far more than many people expected. Many people expected what? that she will not be able to do anything in her life, but she changed everybody's opinion here. Okay, children, let us come to the word meaning. Some of the words here, like dearly, what does it mean? Very much. Like her, he loved his parents dearly. Everyone loves dearly, isn't it? And your parents in return, of course, I know your parents also love you dearly, isn't it? Unless it means a disease or a period of sickness affecting the body or mind. Agreed, discussed or negotiated, and then accepted by all parties. Okay, till this much for Helen Keller. Thank you. Stay safe and keep learning. Thank you very much.